삐삐 빠라빠 삐빠. Yeah, I'm fucking dumb. 아하, 맞다. 이거 하는 중이었지. 열렸다. 안녕하신가?
Hello, I'm Nia.
아, 라임 향 지긴다.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
펩시 제로가 리워크 되고 진짜 존나 맛있다. 최근에 한 달은 집에 가끔 들여놓는 콜라 계속 뭐지? 코카콜라 제로로 넣어놨었는데 오랜만에 이거 넣으니까 진짜 맛있네.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations... Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't... I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Very good. My rate is... Take a look around and see...
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How did I become one? It was a business decision. Some of my friends were role players. They asked, not especially. I like...
Some of those nice people have big bucks to...
Nothing really.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my
왜 수동이
headphones
일어난다.
on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. Well, there's always something going on. During daytime, there are usually those...
She's heard of the murder.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night. I might have, but in this case...
It's light here.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, it's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at...
She nods.
Anything else, officer? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
형 이거 빼도 된다며. 지각 레벨이 5로 상향됨. 망각. 이씨 이거 맞나? 없애드는 거. 어씨.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Creative.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
More or less. Are you
Oh, quite a lot of them.
Yes, I think it was called androgynous.
A bit of It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
Me neither. I just wanted off my face. It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime. A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law. It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in our...
It's not really full of that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This one's a mess. It turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias.
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get... It's a Sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts
스너프
real
필름 같은
murders with
거네.
real victims.
Nothing changes in her.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate...
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators. You mean Mr. Fabron? Anything else? There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's
곤충관리
name.
운동가?
They were doing... The atelier. And you know how all kinds of political movements. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in Kyton from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. Actually, insects do have brains, but yes,
나머지
I
1번,
understand
3번이
what
너무
you're
마음에 안
saying.
들었다.
As she shifts around, you notice
Anything else? They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted, honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out. Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything.
they were just the props. Maybe you could make a
Fortress Accident, the radio game. They were an interesting bunch. They certainly took their work very seriously. The usual, they ran out of money. Well, I did hear them talk. They seem to believe.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to... In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic. Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the...
The result is 1.
Anything else? Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather
다른 건
Indeed.
뭐였는데?
What were the other ideas?
There was really just one. And it
뭐야,
involved picking out the prettiest girls, and by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter
뭔데
with
이게?
a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing. Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. And they already had the bear. The bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded.
아이고.
Eventually, Ravachol ICT lost the price war to its rival. Class A 5,000. Class A 5,000 sold caramel sundaes for only... You did what? Ugh, of course they left it blood. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast.
Sounds cool.
Megatherion. A mega wild beast. It's an imagine by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. Do you? Well, anyway, now you know the story of...
Little spark.
Anything else? Another fail. Oh, right. I hope you did. I think none of those
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta...
If the Whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the Doom commercial area.
Right. It used to be my advice. Don't base your business.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
It can't be true. They don't work here. Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Playson. Tricentennial Elect. It used to be a major...
It was too real. Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a...
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids... Sure, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work. But sure. What? Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarifies. I've heard the stories. But I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow? Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex. And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novels.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you? Exactly. But I'm glad we got this sorted out.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. You feel nothing. If anything,
Excuse me.
Officer!
Oh no, not the zipper.
a tool to get the zipper open.
No, I don't feel hot. We're in a derelict, smokes, undressing in a stranger's.
Miss, I apologize.
That doesn't really excuse it, does it?
I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarifies. Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. Ah, yes, the Wirrow.
Ice.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone. Cause maybe you
나중에
have some
주사위는-
other ideas. I think I have just the right one for you. You're a police officer, right?
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it. You overthink
이걸 못 잡아?
Your hands can't agree what to do, and the two dice drop to the
Ah, down the drain. Like your
Aish.
career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary. That one is made of bloodstone with a lap. It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. Now, was there anything else? Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. How about an amber dye? Who told you? For 7 real, I'll craft you a 13-sided. Maybe you have no need to.
일단 사는 거는 좀 다음에 해요.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh. Oh, you do. You make money. It ain't easy, but you do it. Sure. And has it been easy? Are you rich? That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate? That is Revachol. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. 98% of all your money. What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
그래 씨발 가자.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street.
해보자. 오 도장. 없어졌잖아 씨. 세이브해서 다행이지. 씨.
Your flashlight, some of the writing.
지금 다시 보면 바뀌는 게 나오나?
The whole thing resembles. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Nothing. Something's missing. There's no tape. The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside a friendly cartoon.
Good question. It looks like I know. At least it's
The fridge sits empty.
good question. I know. At least it's
The fridge, a friendly. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. A friendly. The paper.
바뀐 거 없네? 이거는
This orange machine. Turning the crank. Turning the crank. You slip your. No. If you want to try again.
Equip the pry bar by
열어볼까? 아... 까보자 그럼.
This orange machine.
있어봐. 쓰지를 때 잃어버리지
This
않고 까보자.
orange machine is dead still. It has a hand cranked ice. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams.
택도 없네 이걸로는.
The ice squeaks beneath the prop. You see the.
yeah. Well, that's a good price. I have no idea, officer.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough.
안녕.
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. Hello again, sir.
계속 들고 있어도 된단 말이네? 계속 들고 있지 뭐. 까짓 거.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes.
Wonderful board. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get. Then you're a lucky man, officer. For playing with friends, I'd recommend suzerainty. Lousy auras. I've heard they turn people into a cult.
The display rack.
Oh, man from blood and violence, scantily clad women. What does it matter? They're all the same. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelm Dalaman.
아줌마한테 그딴 거 없다 하기 전에 얘긴 다 꺼내놓자.
Shelves filled to the brim.
Oh, crime, robberies, murder. You're a police officer.
Note. Reading about Dick Mullin would. Shelves full of.
I would say the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly.
Shelves full of biographies of. Several the maps look old and faded. This large map, ozone, disintegrate. In the northeast, a dust mite stand. You can. 800. The ocean breaks apart connections. You have little. Perhaps they. The north to the east. Hudon. You fit.
I'm sorry, they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map. Yes, yes. Are you interested?
This bookstore is not amidst the various. These three. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is various parent.
I can't have you end up like.
보자. 갔다 왔다 아짐씨.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now.
뭐가 있었까 나는.
Yes, yes.
Tell her how ghastly it was.
아
Knows what
이거를.
she wants to hear.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located a novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes I don't understand. If it's not.
The narrative she's built herself. She's squeezing on the pendant. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Too many
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
I am not doing as well as it looks like I am. I only. Yes, because her business consists of this. I see that you've fallen for her Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be.
There was never any other way this.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Okay, but please, only a few questions. Yes, the Simonees are very.
The woman.
개노답이네 이 아짐씨. 말을 해줘도 병신같이. 여주가 있는데요 이지랄하고 있네. 씨발 존나 때리고 싶네 병신 새끼. 뭐 좀 찍어볼까. 눈손 협응력 저거는 좀 찍어볼 만한 것 같은데. 논리 수사학. 이게 끝이네. 라모스 하나는 다음에 쓰자. 야, 너가 엄마 존나 이상하더라.
Hello again, sir.
못하네 대답. 영원 석동이. 나 봇. 올라가 올라. 팁스 창호.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
There was a revitalization project in 49. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that
뭔가
intersection. Then something went sour.
노조다.
I suspect that something was. We should have done something about the union 10
아, 새끼들. 또 있네. 가마오지. 야, 어디고?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. You have so many walls all over
아하. 이 병신 새끼 뒤에 있는 여네. 야 이 새끼야 일로 와봐. 좀 많아.
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Apparently, she does logic error. She is not.
Pigs come to take me out, trying to snuff me out. Then why are you sneaking up on me?
개 씨바 새끼.
Trying to sneak up?
애 새끼들 진짜 존나 싸가지 없. 저 뭐고? 얘 뭐 있네? 마.
You see a young man.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness,
Is it really that important?
like a nervous cat.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. My name? My name is Martin Martinet.
That's definitely not his.
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice? I'd even go so far as to say that the view...
We will remove the body as soon.
Oh,
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
no, not you.
근육질의
And
사람이
when
하나 더
did you
있다.
speak to this more muscular gentleman?
뭐 정신머리 고압농충기 돌파구 임박은 뭔데?
Last week? I
일주일
don't know.
전에
Look,
It'll take more.
You didn't answer the question.
it was my Sunday friend.
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette.
I'd even...
We will
Oh,
Wait, is some.
no, not you two.
And when did you...
Last week?
It'll take.
You didn't answer...
It was my...
He doesn't reply.
I'd even...
We will...
Oh,
Wait,
no, not...
And when...
Last week?
똑같은 거 나오네.
You didn't...
It was my...
he does.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
This
오, 이게
isn't
되네.
place or time for questions. Who knows who might
이걸
be watching from
성공시켜.
the distance? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable.
I am sorry, but I really don't...
But hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though it's a sign.
정문 바로 옆에 돌.
Good luck with the investigation.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, he could be a witness. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? If we find a way inside the building, we can ask...
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure.
어? 뭐야?
There must be another way into the building.
뒤로 도는 길이 있어야 되는데 정문 돌이 이쪽 돌인가? 아 이거
A stone like any other.
나는 그
lying in a
정문이
whirl
뭔가
of sleet
했었다.
and mud.
어 인자 봤다.
Maybe There's something under
혹시
it.
저쪽에 있는 돌인가 했는데
There's a key beneath it. Rusty.
This must be for the front door. We'll just have to go in.
혹시 이건 열어지나? 그 키로 이건 안 돼? 보자. 아, 돈 못 벌었는데. 진짜 다 돼가는데. 논리 플러스 1. 애초에 곤이 뭐 신망이었는데. 발코니 나가보자. 뭐시고 이거 보고 있다고. 옆으로 가서
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers.
빨개
The
시티는
iconography.
근처에
I'll
있다.
keep my armistice handy.
He doesn't actually reach for his gun. The star and antlers was even today, half a century after, the wreath of antlers to symbolize also because white is the color of smug superiority. This door has been closed with a padlock. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. The lieutenant is concentrated, no reply. The shackle
After you, detective.
고. 맨. 새로 바뀌었다고. 아이, 공산주의 자방이네. 탄환. 오.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man. Razmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a theoretical historian. He was a leading figure in the Grads.
I suspect that's exactly what they're. There aren't many communists around. Not after the revolution. The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a. I suspect there aren't many.
원격. 뭐야? 사람 있네.
You hear someone. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes. A poor communard from.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
안녕하십니까. 예.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. I'm fine. Now,
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
yes, I know.
어, 어.
Somewhere in the building, a child.
What's he in trouble for? Talk?
What was so funny?
He lives upstairs in
28,
room
good.
28. Go to...
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the back.
I know. If you can call it living, it's barely bigger than a closet.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while.
Ask away, policeman. People come and...
They probably just.
No one lives there. It's been impossible.
뭐?
I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a... Great.
오케이.
Young people. They're worse than... Oh, that one is a
과학자?
son. I think he studies astrology. Something to do with all those stars around his door. A symbol of what and how? Ah, all I know about politics.
She mumbles some kind.
자, 이제 조사할 만한 건덕지는 생겼고 주마옷이 더 되나? 뭐고? 이건 발코니. 와, 뭐 여기 볼 데가 많다. 잘 데가 없겠는데. 일단 여기부터 보자.
You hear someone walking.
Excuse me?
You have plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on.
Well,
That was smart.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in.
boy, there are a lot.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. Oh, that's another huge mess. And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can... A hole in the wall. Can you believe it?
하하.
The sum must have been puny.
Don't ask me what happened. Both apartments. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, it was some kind of a moribund old...
A sudden serious look crossed.
But that was months ago. Oh, that's... And again, a hole...
The sum must have been puny.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million real... I'll tell you, Martinez has a... Well, it does not disappear from my... Don't ask both apart... Of course.
오.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Yes.
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
그 벽이 이거고. 오케이, 사비드. 일단은 여기를 쭉 봤는데 여기를 안 봤어. 이걸 보고 발코니 나가든 뭐든. 사기 1이면 나 이거 먹으면 안 되는데. 굿. 자, 그러면 일단 내가 알았던 발코니부터 가보자. 일로 들어왔고 발코니를 빈 곳에서 하루 자면 안 되나?
This door is made of metal and appears to be number 28.
Let's see if anyone's...
No one.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home.
저녁 아니야 지금?
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here.
Damn. Turns out, remember, tomorrow, he's probably...
내일 9시. 내려가자. 여기 더 맞다. 내일 9시. 오늘 잠을 어떻게 자냐 근데? 돈 어디서 보냐? 큰일났네. 이쪽 내려가면 어디 쪽으로 입고 나오지? 이 뒤쪽이다. 아까 그 옆으로 쭉 오면 일로 오겠네. 그자? 아파트 이름 존나 전형적이네. 케이프 사이드 아파트.
Hey! The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent.
The streets will not flow red.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type,
Go where?
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies. Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti? We rarely see pigs round here, though. This place is so... I thought I'd mix it up. Yeah? Thanks.
She means the opposite. The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust, the woman on the boat.
That Ozon her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago. 2 days.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional. You should take the lead. Ask her an...
Good idea, piggies. Run up. I ain't no snitch. Pigsty.
Actually, there is a...
We weren't put on this earth. Watch your back.
striking woman leans against the cabin.
Good evening, officers. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you.
Like steel, there is strength.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. And
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview.
There's a trace of irony. It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink
야, 약간
at
미친
you?
척을 해란 건가?
how interesting. I wish you a swift recovery.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy. Look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes, tucked away under wild, dull orange. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that's within reason. Now look at you. You're poor, poor as bulls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too. Yes, you're too ashamed.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Why, yes I am. Officer,
The crowns of her teeth, her nonchalance, might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act. A law that said
of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? I mean, we are...
technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups.
Okay, if you want to get technical. The point is, I haven't seen...
Actually, it's for crossing.
Neither is this.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat. Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more.
The boat? No. It is called... It's a pleasure craft. A 19-pacer. It also happens to be... It's a pleasure craft. My sloop?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to...
Oh my. The E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what does that say? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here? As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Your synapses flesh.
Okay, it is anti-centennial. I assure you, they drove quite a hard bargain. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, lightweight, good. Of course, detective.
세이브 좀 하고 아줌마랑 싸우기 전에. 아줌마랑 할 게 많네. 어? 말이 벌써 끝났다고? 아니 이 세이브하면 조졌지. 아니 왜 아줌마 망했는데? 저 아까랑 다른 사람인데요. 얘기 좀 하시죠.
You're back.
됐다.
Good. What?
그냥 에러였나 보네. 어씨 개쫄아라. 씨 바꿔.
What would you like to know? Oh my. The E word. You mean...
Detective, may I remind...
Then what does that... 33A? This old Yes. Anyway. Good.
잠시 기다려봐라. 옷 다시 입고 오자. 좋다 권위적인 느낌으로 맛에 벗고 뜨자.
You're back. Good. What would you like to know? Oh my. The E word.
Detective.
Then what does 33A... Yes.
헬스
Anyway.
바꿔.
Good.
안 되네.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to...
The Pines' core competency is logistics, and that is the terminal. Another...
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopoly.
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet,
Yo.
but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more... Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to see... A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops, they started. There's an centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for. Less...
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Everything. Right up to, but not including.
Ah.
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. Good luck is only kept...
What the ma'am means is...
You'd be shooting yourself.
But I am derailing us. I believe the official title is Senior Labor...
No way. She's more. She can make decisions.
And how are the talks?
They're not.
안 한다고?
That's the problem. The union...
Wait. She just said...
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. What can I say? The Union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. Yes, I believe there is a connection. But
나중에
that's a sub... Let's say I was not...
And when did you?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
도착했고.
Yes, in the middle of February.
But the strike began in...
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took
앞에
over
안
after
됐다가
Mr. Gomez.
This isn't the first time.
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior
노조가
strikes. Both
이겼었다.
times the union won significant concessions.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
There are leaflets everywhere. Every worker, a member of the...
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines Group, just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just for now. People are getting...
Excuse me, from whom?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work.
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines Group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200...
Mr. Clare told him to fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator. Mr. Clare... Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal... Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy... It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows... The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... How do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the... And your opinion, detective? If I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative... Indeed. And a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union.
실종이 됐고.
She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman, indeed. The point of the presentation is...
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. Quite a few things The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced us. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41.
How curious. Why?
'Twas stolen by some artist, surely. Best to pin the blame on them. Everyone knows you.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. I do believe you, naive as that may sound.
As I said, ma'am, he's technically...
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have...
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Yeah.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you...
You're doing it, despite...
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able... The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open door. You can find your badge, which...
Detective, a word in private before...
Hey. Psst. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. As good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan communism. Word, you keep saying things like,
내가
down
언제
with the
씨발아.
bourgeoisie, eat the rich. Sodomized, okay, not in so many words. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions? Very well. I guess no one will build. No objections. It's mathematically. Anyone? There's no one.
공산주의 족가시고.
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out, those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends, the bow collector. It's early in the morning. The world is dark blue.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance. This woman is running circles around us. She might...
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. Oh, that would be fantastic.
The situation might have changed.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? This... reality.
Yes, reality and experimental side case.
Ah, yes.
Don't be phased, madame.
We may be here a while then.
갑자기?
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens. I'm not a good ambassador. This place used to be a province. It's not really a sea, it's the... Yes.
Known to the early Revacholians as...
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. Revachol. Revachol, the great kind, history detective.
뭘
They
해결해?
built this city, the nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine in the DeLorean century. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time. By that I mean, we are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to sustain up to 200 million people. Oh, we're quite a way off.
A sparkle of lights on...
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of...
Silence. The water. The light. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give.
This is one thought you need.
Was there something else?
This has been informative. Thank you. Might I suggest not asking them all right?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
That is understandable.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. These are unimportant times, Detective. For the big time. The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people. And the anarchists, too. They shot. Did they ever? Before they got.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. The Insulindian deluge, they call it. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head. Or thrown. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. About head shooting, the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. They didn't win so much as survive.
She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition of nations. The moralists believe in keeping everything, at least not in the same. This is their zone of control.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky.
An almost endearingly moralist standpoint. The turn of the century revolution. The revolution began in 02 on the. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Sarat. It made people overthrow their governments.
그 정도로?
Of course not.
그래, 그럴 리가
It was
없지.
a highly infectious microorganism that did.
It was a funny time in history.
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. Why? You and I, officer. A city-state divided into free markets. The zone of control is the modernity. They developed the
51 minus 8 equals 40.
Time flies. The 20s saw a decade of urban war west of the river level. The 30s, things settled down. No, it was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
They picked the winning side. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. Ten of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Fair. Good question. What would you have done differently? You and everyone else. But that's got nothing to do with preventing the revolution. They are what they are. Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I am the vilest of the vile. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
No, not like me. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. Are you liberated enough to offer up your home on a plate for financial colonists? No, I think not. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening? fitting punishment, to be forgotten, if not. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. With due respect to our overlords, the
아까 얘기한
eternal
대포.
caretaker.
While a gentle wind sweeps the street,
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition.
she realizes her small.
Then for my daughters, we had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole east. Perhaps.
You're no dummy yourself.
A smart boy getting smarter. On basic yes. I suppose I...
Seditious talk, man.
Yes. Whatever else I am. I'm also a mother. And a wife. It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the... Well, it's either bariatric surgery or...
She nods slowly. It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. A strange... The doubt is fully formed.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
I am sorry. Surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one.
My. Why'd you say that? That's garbage. You're a police officer. Shall we talk about something else, maybe? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the Ah! This is the pier of or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo realist.
Splat, splat.
You could be wrong. But from here it appears as if she...
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of... yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and... All right.
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be?
Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabble in those nothing infra about disco, but those days are long behind me. And the new, a cultural era. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored... Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who's...
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia...
Glad to have been of assistance.
자, 이제 마약
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the
조합의
Samaran
비율을
Isla
받고
into Revachol
원재료를
with the Union's
일반인에서
blessing.
가져오고 있다는 해봐시고
Wild pine,
Ingredients for what?
meth and
메스
dextroamphetamine, GBL and various
앰페타민.
synthetic
오케이.
psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual...
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug.
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And know. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union.
The handoff. The motor lorries at...
Precisely. Someone needs to move the...
How convenient that they're stranded like beach
업체랑
dwellers
관련된
at that
애들이
roundabout.
아까 그 숙소 아까는 아니지 처음 숙소 그 아래쪽에 좀 몇 명 있던데 보자.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout.
Her irises are like...
I'll be explicit. If you...
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. This is a limited time. Thousands of litres of raw...
Cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and...
The literage the local producer...
Well,
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motor Trade. And
I am sorry for the inconvenience. We did. On more...
we know the company has long.
Well, how do you think they're financing this strike?
그건 그렇지.
There was a shakedown of local.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to the two.
Or not.
As eager as I am to share it. Yes? Excellent. According to my report, it may come to nothing, or it may... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be...
오케이. 가보자. 개 쓸모없는 옷 아니겠나 이거. 어차피 권위는 존나 없으니까 컨셉을 이래 가자. 시간 존나 됐네. 어떡한다냐. 난 10시 다 됐는데 좀. 봉다리다.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses.
Kuno.
That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and you know this to be the star of Pericarnassus. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of... The metal feels cold and wet under...
Probably some kid.
A simple but clever solution. The worn and beat.
You can revisit the bend.
자, 또 보자. 내가 돈을 조금 찾아왔어. 어유 사람 많네.
Hello again, sweetie.
새끼 아시잖아.
The worker is in a deep...
근데 그중에 말 걸어지는 사람이 없구만.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window, a lot. Yes. Another thing. Great. I love that. Oh, yes, that... Yes. Yes.
자도 되나?
The door is closed. This door can only be opened. Still, the lieutenant.
자야 할 것 같은데. 이런 세발 문 잠가놨어. 아니 어떻게 자냐? 얼어 죽나? 안녕.
A simple little cadence. He's
From another planet. It's the jam, my man.
the air from the east is.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long haul. Yeah,
It's official. He too.
feels like forever. Like I was.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or
Yeah. So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the dock.
going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too.
사측 대표가 왔다.
Like a strike negotiator type. They want to keep that money flowing in.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side.
Maybe you should. Cops don't.
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Yes, but do continue.
Anything else. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting. Not my thing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant.
Huh? Oh, the bosses, man. Makes sense. It sucks is what it does. He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
드라이버는 아니었다.
All accounted for.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept it.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological.
Ask for his conclusion.
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high grade.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. They usually get shipped to Grodd in the Oxides. Though we've been making headway, not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one. But we're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merch, not unless they've illegalized sport.
The man taps his fingers.
Ah, man. Me and but those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my... Hey, man, that's serious criminal...
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law...
Then what's your deal here?
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on...
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Look, man, I try to stay away from the...
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
I'm okay, man. Just...
Maybe the full-on, direct approach wasn't correct.
Don't be a stranger.
An old monument stands in the middle of a silver plaque on the statue's pedestal. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd, even by the standards of the Philippian kings. Well, he blew through the whole national his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. Stories have it that he, at his bedroom, he called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold. But wait, you haven't even heard about his... You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury. on gold and ceramic. That's what the revolutionaries said. 100 cocaine. His Majesty's courtiers said beneath the code a group of marble plurons. The original was blown apart, but most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved. Some years ago, a group of liberal artists. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved. Those critics might have it wrong, though. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze, not that he ever did in life either. Something with great connect. Someone shot him in the heart.
Okay, I can see it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is... Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon.
The king stands high above.
왜?
We
밤
should think
됐다고?
about calling it a day, maybe. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the...
일단 뭐 탱크톱 그거 아이가 그 내가 탱크톱 뭐지 그 원펀맨에서 나왔던 거였나? 오늘 어쨌든 100원 못 구하는 게 답이었네. 구할 수가 없었네. 아, 야, 돈이 없다. 어쩌겠노? 내 옷이라도 줄까?
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
네가
I
이해가.
understand your predicament. I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation.
Forgive me for saying this, but I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until you...
Okay. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use.
Oh, Lieutenant. Yes, have you... Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed? As a police officer, evidence being money. You can't stay here without money. Not until...
Okay.
Oh, Lieutenant. We're done here.
일단은 그대로 가면 되겠네. 킴이 도와주긴 도와준다니까. 가보자. 아이, 킴 훌륭한 친구야. 나는 공병이나 쪼러 다니는데, 그자? 빠밤. 아, 훌륭한 친구입니다. 돈도 주고.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
I have something here we could sell.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage at the back of the motor carriage.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels.
Honestly, that sounds like an amazing physics demonstration.
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some that they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back. Yes, there's one 100 meters south of...
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
고맙다잉. 오! 제법이구만. 여긴가? 전당포? 오케이. 굿. 안녕하신가.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. So why? What's this? A head...
Oh, that's the headless phone rider. The headless phone rider. It's an herb, 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw...
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head. Big men on big horses.
Mm-hmm. I used to be very serious about my friend.
They're not all blue. These figurines...
Which ones? Ah, though.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive.
You're probably I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. I don't like either set very much. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to...
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta. Evening falls. The vows are blurred and lower intestine. The term fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is a... Yes, women.
갑자기 씨발.
Men of war. You don't. That's what fascism boils down to. The stomach truth. Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota. There's a slow... It is one of...
존나 뜬금없이 지랄하네.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved. One especially catches your eye. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welsh W2 made in Vespa? Absolutely.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself.
Maybe you should ditch music.
If police work means playing tapes, absolutely.
That's odd.
Here's a good one, that.
The boomboxes wait on the... The boomboxes wait on... A typical Martinez streetlight. The light pole. This would make quite a statement in it.
Yes.
His manner is casual, but his...
It was brought to me...
We are not here to investigate the theft of city. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. There's also the matter of rewiring. But the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary...
A typical Martin...
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight...
Photonic sensitivity is not generally acknowledged.
I do appreciate it. It's not often that I see her. What can I do for you? I haven't had any problems.
Who are you?
All kinds of people. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me...
He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug maybe. Okay. He looking at his wares, talking to him. That might give you more clues.
I doubt it. I do my best to keep...
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbrokers get...
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hub...
Yes, these are very, very good.
No one was defrauded or jumped.
Of course.
Thank you. Here's the 100 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him. To compensate.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold...
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer, and I don't like keeping guns around the She didn't seem like a policeman. Or that truth be told...
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martin. You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force.
My apology.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it.
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man.
알았다. 이게 뭔데?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you. Smells like worn cotton.
Sniffing is okay. But please don't try to...
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I sympathize, I do. But hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but I wouldn't go so... Most people don't think that the man from Yelmdale really... I mean, even if the man...
Okay.
You sound skeptical. Besides, I've been...
It's for the best, because Iamda, his theory isn't exactly incoherent, but its logic does suggest some unusual neural activity.
Welcome to him.
이런 거는 뭐 사다 치고 가보자. 일단 그래 뭐 우리 가봅시다. 집에 일단 100원이 생겨서
A couple of indicator lights up. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you
더 늦기 전에 일단 빨리 가서 자야 내일 체력이 회복되는 것도 하겠지. 올라가자.
all around you. Rain, the spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky. Cold, grey sky like great battleships. Your shirt sticks. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat. Sheets of the ruins of a half... The skyscrapers of La Delta. Urban coastline. Coal city. End of... Your hair is an... There's a fleet on the great gates of the industrial harbor. You shudder. 2 green snakeskin collapsed storm. A traffic jam. The road ascends. A race to be in Martinez where no one goes. Standing in the rain.
I have a brother in the cut.
In the rain-swept your vision blurs. You wipe your Capeside apartments. Hallways for evening news. A yard. Coalition era static.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. I'd recommend you put on your coat.
그냥 들어가서 하자.
All around you, the spring looking up at the...
11시다. 이제 들어가야 한다. 야, 돈 갖고 왔다.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me? What about what I...
Literary demotion. That's the word.
Not until...
Okay.
Oh, Lieutenant. Yes. Well... Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. Or please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
I'll take a room here.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything? Do I have a shake?
It's not a shaker.
Am I smiling? That's right.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink.
Like what?
이게 다음엔 육체파로 해가지고 꼴리는 대로 막 욕 다짓거려도 되는 그런 컨셉이 있으면 재밌겠다. 내가 지금 육체파로 행동을 하기에는 몸이 너무 좁밥이어가지고.
This is the door to the room.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier.
Okay.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant
누구 맘대로
is silent
시작하는데
for a
안
moment.
나오고 있는데.
He listens to the traffic hum.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM? I have a cigarette every night.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I apologize, but I only
okay.
brought one with me. You mean this? This?
Yet, were he to quit?
Yes. It's been a long and eventful. Well, you were so hungover, but we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great. It's not my job to evaluate your... We weren't able to find the union leader, Evrard Claire, much less interview. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is.
If Kim is emphasizing something...
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? It's impressive, especially... Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
오렌지 옷 입고 그런 얘기를 하네.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia
Yeah.
exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to... Yes, although indirectly. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the RCM's primary role. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a stick. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever form. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles this case. Yes, the RCM was formed by the... Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government, what do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set for...
Those others say they...
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is...
Something like the dark blue. See?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on fact. Do you? In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes. Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But
the lights of the orphan district are reflected in it. The dying light, an aerostatic.
They really don't like us here. The Union, the teenagers too. It's different in land. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the We run this city. West, it's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. Me too. But
He is very tired.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
공짜로 지낼 곳이 없다면 매일 든다. 공짜로 지낼 곳을 만들 수도 있네 내가. 그게 어디가 됐든 간에. 니는 무슨 방 쓰는데?
Yes?
몇 방? 이것 봐라.
The window stands broke. You see some lights. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place, somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The faucet is quite terribly mangled. You handle the chain cutters deft. Told you that you need it. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. Still not happened.
일단 이건 빼고. 왜 저 방에 연결된 문이 있지?
The bed is cold and not.
11시 반. 잘 때 됐다.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags, and then sleep doesn't come. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling smells of alcohol and sweat. It barely covers your toe. A bit tense in the muscles. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you, your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you.
꾸미가 아침이 된 것 같군요. 꾸미네. 시체를 보러 가야겠지. 디스코인데, 그치.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? You're not kidding anyone, Harry. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thumb? Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have... No, it's gone. You failed at least everything. You really dropped the ball, Harry. No, you haven't. You'll be back in those cold snakeskin stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that. You're trying to what? I can't hear. So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this dry, this Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one time to go to work in the shit
꿈 존나 세게도 꿨다이.
Good going, buddy. Oh, just a dream. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It's just that your heart is finally... You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could... Of course! Martinez is Speed sent. You and Speed will be happy again. The bed is still cold. The fan stands still. The switch must be broken, because nothing happened.
자, 하루가 새로
The mirror
시작됐고.
hangs on the bar.
여전히 안 열리고. 많네 사람. 발코니는 뭐 혹시 생긴 거 있나? 없고. 이제 내가 조합. 야 일라 이 새끼야.
The door is closed. This door still.
빰빰빰. 뭐고? 왔네 결국. 노조 새끼들. 화장실 좀 갔다 올게. 보자. 저녁도 먹고 그래서 이럴 생각이 없었는데 너무 감성이 너무 컵라면 한 개 먹으면서 해야 될 것 같은 감성이라서 물을 올리고 왔다.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly a man who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the union. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it. That would just escalate tensions. In fact, even everything points to the... Which may, of course... One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately.
Yeah, streetwise, but aren't you?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place.
가보자 그래. Hey man.
Can I help you? Another thing. Yes?
이모님.
Just a moment.
She's agitated.
And there's no...
The closest phone booth is down the coast.
해안가 아래.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again. Please don't trouble yourself about the union office. Probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the manager was vague.
Why would he be vague about phone?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. I was also hoping...
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing.
That's just it.
A cold breeze hisses through.
You have more important things.
More important than a missing expedition.
Just some field work,
현장조사를 갔다
But
곤충을.
they should have returned by now.
The waterlock. That was broken.
Oh, sweetie. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with... Oh, my. What happened to... Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if you're investigating...
Yes, some left feet.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is... Oh, you're such a dear. Oh, yes.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to...
That's one opinion.
She's used to play.
My apologies.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's searching for such species.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but...
Oh, dear. Well, his expression
이렇게
is...
어떻게 알아봐?
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to...
Oh, well, he's a bit
키는 좀
shorter than
작고
you,
몸은
but
좀
with a
다부지고
larger frame,
머리는 긴
and he
백발이고
has longish white
부투스하다.
The lieutenant pulls...
One other thing, he'll likely have all
전장비를
kinds of
갖고
field
다닌다.
gear on him. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically by a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. We hit it off.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But,
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
well,
Ah, yes.
where other phasmids imitate, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid.
I knew it.
It's not made up, it's simply elusive. Well, some teenagers making out in the reed saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course. Of course, most phasmids side.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from it.
I suppose I have something of a... Not at all. Oh, I doubt it. No one gets it. Yes, it can blend in almost... Oh, dear. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you...
You're an enthusiastic idiot.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work.
그래 알았다.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally.
경찰이요?
Yes. Guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar. What? Jealous of? They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time.
난
and begin to
지금
repent.
약해 보여야지. 그대로.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get... That won't happen.
난 지금 개 족밥이라고. 뒤에서 뭐 들을 수 있는 건 없나? 자.
The man ponders his cooking utensil. He smiles. It's almost like me. He looks, shrugging.
새끼는 여전히 답이 없고.
You see ahead the old kobold. It leads to us. You see the door does not.
자, 전화기는 왜 마탱이가 갔나, 새끼야.
Can I help you? Another thing. great. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it.
좀 이상한데.
Who told you that? Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It
시체가
was shortly
목매달린.
after the hanging. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know. Yes?
난 알겠다. 이 새끼 갔네. 표목 자던 놈.
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
No, I am not a gardener. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information? That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this.
It doesn't matter if you reckon.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal. What you want is of no significance. What are we going to do? The union isn't going to.
Goddamn right.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things aggressive.
So you were spying on us.
Listen, you Moralington lackeys.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Get sober.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite.
오, 이런 좋은 게 있어?
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. Nothing. Just there's a little slide panel up there. There's a little slide panel.
자, 있어봐. 세이브하고 라면 물 갖고 오고. 아유, 어쩔 수 없었다. 갓게라면 들고 왔다. 갓게라면 좋지. 좋아. 세이브. 가자. 그래.
This is where you say your bed.
뭐 이 새끼야. 이게 봐라 그래.
Detective.
Wow. Real big dick cups.
Look at that. Yeah, look at the... Must be something in the water in Japan.
Yeah, gave him.
Yeah.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Across at the other table.
징박힌 작업용
Hobnailed
부츠.
working boots. He spent his youth in Villa Labos. And then standard working boot. Steel reinforced. The emblem on his vest says in the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes on his neck. Forget it. Let's call this one the size 41. With the lights in the middle. Heaving and wheezing. Big guy.
좀 신발 사이즈 작았던 여자 하나는 이건가? 인마인가?
Probably carried the in conclusion. These 7 are the actors exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not...
The fuck is with you, fella? What are you talking about, man? Or what?
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn!
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th.
That's right. We're not talking about... You're not cops here.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question?
So, you're not just here to swing your bit.
They couldn't get him down, boss. He's still up there.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to...
You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty... Yeah. We did this. Together.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility.
그러면
It's an
제일
anti-arrest
총대를 맨 새끼는
We hanged him up by...
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus.
We overpowered him.
Then we left him for...
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Okay.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But...
No. Of course he's having trouble.
Fuck off, Shanky.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of toy.
With numbers, asshole.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Right fucking here. The fucker pranced it.
And fuck you, too, copper.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of...
No, of course.
Fuck off.
Keep your eye on this.
Like what, copper?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling any... Do you think you could do that?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
That's for the courts in Les Jardins to do what you can do.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened.
You don't have to keep answering.
I know, Lizzie. Relax.
Known him? Yeah.
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that pine...
By the Pine's cow, you mean Joyce Messier?
No. I mean the Pine's cow. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interest in things to...
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last question.
How many people have...
Shares electric...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Doesn't remember.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff cat. Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he's...
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike.
A live grenade.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired.
Cause one night he walked straight up to the.
Really?
Yeah, really.
We couldn't believe it either.
Sire, this is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence.
To kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
일단은 그놈의 개소리보다도 유성 스프를 넣는 게 중요해서 스프 좀 넣고. 아, 밤에 이런 거 처먹네.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming.
모르는 여자가 또 나왔네. 아까 총 갖고 간 여자 말고, 그자? 같은 놈일 수도 있고.
Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? Mom.
Yeah.
There's something odd. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
보자.
No. You're not getting in it.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Nothing. You're investigating.
I think we're going to stick around. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating. Again.
Good one, Titus.
Yeah, law.
It's almost an anthropological site.
Not in the arresting.
By your side, the lieutenant. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife.
Wise move. About fucking time.
I've got nothing to say to you. I am not.
You could be, Liz. You could be anything.
Even Ahmad? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International. The cold look in her eyes speaks louder than words. She is not amused. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
Aggressive? Listen.
Fuck you.
So ask what you came to ask. Or get back to your commanders. No one is emotional here.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. The air suddenly feels calmer. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. It is not a place. It is increment. History's great. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is tisk-tisk. Just because you may never live. What rationality? What sang-froid? Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? Then you've never lived through. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, the king, partly because it's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. What you want.
그분이 다 손을 써놨다.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
도전해볼까 그냥?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind. Did you already? You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
And what exactly is all the while talking?
Fascia. That's short for fascist.
Callie said they've been trying to set up a race rally, whatever the fuck that means. Trying to get the kips out of Revachol before the economy goes to shit. Sure there is. Callie said they're bulk purchasing.
Get the fuck out of here.
What happened? We got absolutely...
What's going on? Are you racist now?
What do you see?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material eaten. It's nothing.
일단 어디 가지?
Welcome.
to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city. It's men like you who keep Revachol.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man.
I know exactly what you meant. But you see, I'm an officer of the...
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhaled.
Whatever you say.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content.
Oh man, oh god man.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
It's about not the most popular topic nowadays, with a correlation in... I'm not just racist. Look, people who've studied these things say that you and me...
Race is a simplistic means of social classification based on easily observed attributes, hunches, and pseudoscience.
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior... This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Oh? Go right.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is stern. Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks. Wriggled out of it.
Not the most popular topic, no. I'm not people who...
Race is a simplistic mean. The lieutenant tries.
As arbitrary as any judgment. That doesn't...
He is comfortable reciting these thoughts. He's spent quite a lot of time meditating.
So, lately, the problem?
Cultural victory?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing. Don't push your luck. Looking for something? Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the strike would have been at apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say.
Look, as detective. Oh, I'm here to pick up a lot.
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person...
Yep, it's one of them.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name...
Yeah? Says who? Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere.
He means the people live...
Yeah, you know, Granny, cause that's what they're all called. Hey, if the name and description fit by the... did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is some...
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My god, someone with a cart. Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything. Hell no, it's a guild. Trusting strict drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything but... You know where that shit comes from? They know they come...
Perhaps it's good to agree to get him talking. He eyes you with... Damn.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the Lorient.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver. Since he left, I haven't...
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into...
What? Aren't we allowed to say that he's a kips who do all the sitting around here? That's not road. Isn't it obvious? Fucking
Salong, no?
That beady-eyed South Samaran.
보자.
He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Just follow the smell.
살과 계기는 냄새.
Yes, yes. Where he...
Looks like I offended your partner there.
존나
Too bad.
존나 일관적이네.
Sealand's usually a little bit south of here.
수로 근처에
This
있다.
tribe are natural liar.
I wouldn't be so sure about it.
Guess so.
The 15th Indo tribe. notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for... Beats me. It's gotta be bloody stupid or freaking. Personally, I'd rather beg than scam. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, we'd explain the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them. I was just messing with you. Imagine, you cops going on a strike.
Psst. Show him your stolen card.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
The man looks at the...
But that's not from back when you were not a cop, but a heavy-set, dark-skinned dock worker named Santiago. Highly unlikely.
Now you're in a mess. The time hath not arrived. Sorry.
Oh, John's been out drinking himself blind again?
No. It will prove useful still. Believe your thieving fiend.
Oh. Is my friend in some sort of trouble? Who knew? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin narrates.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. Was not meant as provocation.
The Boyadero stares at you with respect.
Right. Always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and my friend. I respect the right to roam. I don't operate in that capacity.
Oh.
I'm not a...
If it's all so simple.
Aye. Walk right? Yeah, the 2.5 meter
이쪽으로 기다릴 거.
is there. Then press the button to... Then go past him and you enter the arbor through the office. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely... Or you could convert to a Seminese supremacist worldview. Or... Maybe it actually... Not yet, no. Jean-Luc himself would say that... Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds... Of course.
He didn't do it.
You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't.
You know.
He's a chatty guy.
아씨.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty,
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have... Good. We're fighting. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking. Cops. Might be time. Don't let the fat bastard... I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the... Right to... Maybe you should ask them. We have families to feed.
So do we, Scott.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroach beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit. While he ignores your question, silence is the answer. There's some...
Honest men and women with rights to work.
We came here to help the Hob.
I have a question.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud?
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is...
What's it to you? Am I a suspect?
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses.
We're all workers, right?
뭐라노?
Stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? Big mess.
Every once in a while, it's like you can...
We're all workers, right? Workers. Worked at Territorial. Uh-huh. It was a long... Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading.
We are not picking a pity.
Let us work!
We were promised work. Main gate's locked. We'll take head. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Whatever he is. Like civilized folk, you
Odd, out of place.
It would be better for the neighbor.
No!
나 알겠다. 여기는 그러던 중이고.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been The driver has adorned a large metal pendant. It is a seal of royalist. The back end of the book.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of Likely, yes.
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously.
안녕하신가?
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century.
If you want her attention, you may...
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that trough back in Methka. Until you came along, that is. This is Gabriel.
A strikingly handsome man.
He was the biggest star of his...
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Someone was. They are someone's They're beautiful.
All of what? The world.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. Well, you,
The Republic of Mesk.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole. Diamonds? Of course not. Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, then it's contraband.
Bad hand. Hermenegildos's bad hand. Strangled 3.
What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare. If you don't...
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
You're mad, Loman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Loman? No, Loman. Diamonds. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Diamonds are good for you, Loman. You should... Where do you want me to go? Or...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go.
여기는 대충 불러봤고 더 빠질 데가 없고.
Now it's turning into a kind of a Snow limbo, man.
남쪽으로 좀 가봅시다. 없던 사람들이시구만.
Life doesn't need to. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every...
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
뭔데?
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth. Already, your muscles are just a chilly breeze west in the Grand Couronne area. A sharp overhand left from us, an embodiment of pure motion.
빠세.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse. It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot.
What the hell is your problem? I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with well, it's damn well.
Take it easy, René.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You are as a goddamn will this... No, it will...
Thank you, officer. This is really something...
Mon.
Yes. Why did you? You never know. He might know something. This is a good...
Unfortunately, I don't.
아하, 이건 모르겠고.
Unlike most in Martinez, cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. No man can afford to turn his eyes to the horizon if his rear isn't secured. If the women folk take care of that, then men...
The RCM doesn't discriminate. Unlike men, they also have to deal with the very same mentality.
I'm glad at least some people keep a level head in this turbulent time. Yes. The terrain here, but yes. It was... Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership. Sadly, no. It was the foreign should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex.
It was probably a bit more.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Yes. The military code Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revelstoke during Operation Depth. This area is blood ground.
Blood ground. You got old René going there.
Damn right, son. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a...
Well, it's your own damn fault. You
don't even begin to truly understand.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid I would have preferred if they instead, all that is just holy. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they... It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. Damn Frisell. He was the king with...
He slouches as he says that. It makes him small.
A true king in both blood.
Some manner of self-deceit is...
This was Ren is a king. It's no use talking to you. Isabel McGrave. Fop.
His moves are quick and precise as...
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed. I'm not surprised. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible. Ah, yes! King...
Oh, absolutely.
A superpower. Feared and respected. A testament to what...
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the...
You can't even take responsibility. That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine.
Of course. Clarity of it.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of...
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
Please, officer, don't encourage him.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate it
decisively. Without fear of offending the sensibilities of Revachol would be a different place.
Don't get started on that.
The Carabinier doesn't...
Right.
All you observe...
This is the unit.
Don't you mean...
You do not speak his name. Craven.
There's something you mean.
자, 알겠다. 가자. 이 아줌마 왜 나와 있노?
Hello? Me?
If she's such a working-class woman, why isn't she
Looking for something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, her hands move over the book covers.
My husband? No, he's not. I don't know.
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... no. Why are we...
It's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
I don't mean to...
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos...
I don't even...
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Great. Nothing.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Please. Let's... No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not...
You know where they are. They're at home. Smoking.
What? That's just... They're almost grown up now anyway. They're... My youngest girl, Jolie, is... Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that there is no
Okay, it must be asked then. What? The woman... the woman before...
왜 집착하긴 그냥 말 걸어지니까 말 건 거지. 이유가 있나?
Yes? Yes?
아 됐고 나온나. 네가 방해하고 있다고. 내 킨 줍는 거. 남쪽으로 더 가보자. 이건 뭐야?
There are clothes.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good.
Save the economy. That sound.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Very cool. The economy...
You find your hands. The box smells like...
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand.
Something cold grazes your hand. Simple, practical, and yet...
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir. Gotta prepare for springtime.
You see too lowly defeat
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer.
a pair of foul...
Those sneakers, mister.
Only that fun ultra. Wear the future. These once respectable, a small heat.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars. These, officer? These...
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic.
No way, officer! These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers, low-fi socialists. No, officer, you're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you. You do, officer, you do. Remember, no way! Well, but see, they are the pedestal. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the...
Damn. So you have to buy the
No way, officer! That's right, officer.
Hey.
There's a pile of cheap
You like sunglasses, officer?
those UV.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium
No luck.
Oh!
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun.
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe.
You see a samurai. The name Sile.
Happy shopping of every...
From out on the...
Your?
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
What? No finger pistols, officer? Pew pew!
The lieutenant.
You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then. Strictly...
Start with a little compliment.
Oh, okay. An investment? What kind of investment? I guess it can't be any riskier than 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. Me?
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot
Suzerainty,
an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol.
That's right, officer. But hey, why not drugs? Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty taste. That's so cool.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction.
Who said that? It's the fat racist.
So you admit you're a lorry?
No, I...
Realizing he can't get out.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. No! That's insane. It's the fact. Nothing.
And what?
Crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
No use. He's not telling us.
Okay, look. There's bad people.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. Maybe.
He's not ruling her out.
All of them.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours?
All of them. Even the ones I don't know. I'm all right.
남쪽은 이제 일로 와야지, 그치?
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like... Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Sure thing.
It is salty. It is savory.
Want some too, off?
Why not?
Well, there's the fishing village, and a band... Yeah, not really much...
A rusting control. This panel, you pull the lever, nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still... Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? You pull the... Nothing happened. A spring... Wasn't there a...
한번 더 세게 던져볼까?
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. A spring... Wasn't there a...
일단 그럼 다시 올라가서 왼쪽 위에 있는 뭐
Snow covers the white on blue. Do something important? This is a Caprice with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder. Even at a stand, someone has waxed it recently.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look? 100 and...
I reckon that's a... Man, that's got to be a major...
7.2. Supercharged. Yes.
It's nice and all, but helium headlights would improve the range and quality.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten a... Maybe.
And means no.
우리는 지금 아파트를 가는 게 맞겠다. 아직 아파트 다 못 봤다.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah.
Why must we stop?
올라가 보자. 바코니.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betrayed a great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled. The tenement acted as a the waves of the Martinez Inlet. What didn't fall into the ocean, those arches, only 3 stories stand with underwater iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers and their finger bones too. And a fleet that they massed airships for many are still there to this day. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on
The coalition.
연합.
But that was a long.
그래 가자 그래. 또 본다 그자 우리.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. Yeah.
That smell coming from her red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo. I ain't no
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life.
아, 얘 몰래 나오면 된다고? 아, 그러고 보니까 템을 깨야지. 뭐냐? 어? 나 내가 어디 버렸나? 응?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging. Yes, at last.
아니 내
You
그거
find
어디감?
a way to piece them
내 라이터
together
어디감?
using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural. Why, yes, every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your feeling. Isn't real. It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Over cause of failure. The mural is enormous. Two syllables. True love is possible. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk, the graffito crew, is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists, the case files do not show you find. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves.
JV.
However, your partner, JV, is the 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa a staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world. Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done? AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything.
나도 아까 바지
It's just what they do.
혼냈던 것
It
같은데.
is their nature. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear view mirror. You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun? Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH, had more important case. Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable document. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid, with Burke to tend to, which is also why the officer responsible. Narrowly, not much has changed in the meet.
미치겠네. 근데 나 라이터 어디 갔냐? 아니 진짜 내 라이터 어디감?
The note is written with
안경, 넥타이, 옷, 장갑, 가죽, 절단기, 총알, 열쇠, 지렛대. 아니 씨, 내 라이터 어디감 진짜? 오늘 씨발라 이해가 안 되는데 대체 어디 갔지? 야, 나 라이트 없어졌다.
Yes?
예스가 아니라 나 라이트 좀 줘. 이거 내일 오면 되고. 그 손전등이 어딨냐고 나. 뭐 호주머니 넣고 뭐 그런 것도 있나? 다 빼봐. 아씨, 개짱나네. 이거 왜 안 보임? 아이 버그였나? 존나 어이없네. 이거 왜 안 보임? 개 어이없네. 아씨, 대체 뭐 버그야 이건?
Hello again, officers. Have you come? Oh.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft does anyone in a city like this. It doesn't have to do anything. Shoot, Piggy. It's what you...
The lieutenant, hatred, the woman on...
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an... on a first-name basis with her. Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor.
Rigorous self-critique.
You're back. Good. What can Word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines...
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
Word has
One of the tall...
It appears we are being monitored.
Until you come up with something at that intersection.
She simply nods.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is all of this?
What world? The only...
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Great bodies of water, forest-covered surfaces. Plus, there is a term of endearment they coin for it in the DeLorean. Elysium.
엘리시움. 두 번째 들었네, 단어를.
It does. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a picture? Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less...
O-R-G.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Yes. Pale covers 7...
A cold fear seeps into you.
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more... I am sorry, dear. It must sound... But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, you have misimagined it. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. See? Everyone...
The cold seeps in. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
The pale is not.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else. I don't think your colleague would. Let's continue with something else.
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Glad to have been of assistance.
여기서 내가 할 수 있는 게 없었지. 기로가도 없고.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's the smell of the mud.
They do after.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marble. The material appears to be ceramic. Delicate and these are clearly not boots. They're armor.
Indeed. Technically
oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. It's clearly some manner of super armor or
ceramic plate, zirconium under the heel. Fair weather model T500 VE. Piece by piece. He's been out here. We should keep a lookout for these species.
나머지 갑옷을
More for yield
찾아야겠다.
information. This is one thing he might actually know. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt.
Nice. That makes sense.
They usually hang them completely naked for that.
Fucking talk.
Clearly Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough.
It is. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constable for a full set.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,000.
Not too much, yes. It's a sorry situation, I agree. That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions. Just something I scraped together from my station. I agree. This equipment is...
a small bell-like.
It's anything but. This material is...
faint, organic, like whirls of floorboards. If trees were made of porcelain, the whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X54156785678222.
여기서 연구해서 뭐하지?
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my key name.
The stench filled.
Stop!
pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his...
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said.
Indeed. From this...
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? How many clothes do you need? There's no way you're getting them off.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off. But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
이걸 퀘스트로 받냐 마냐? 이거 굳이 받아야 되나 내가? 이거는 좀 고민해보자.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers.
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue...
The cadaver slowly twists. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yet this is a steel-reinforced...
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use one. Right now, everything seems to fit their confession. I was afraid it would be. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you?
It could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
A map of the stars.
As if someone left out most of the...
So am I.
뭔데?
He wears a wide leather. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper.
아따 슬슬 진행이 되는데. 나 또 가면 안 온다. 에이.
In case we need it. It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks but his eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to I'm gone.
Into the what? In the park.
What was that, pale yonder?
The pale corpse. It spooks me.
The corpse is silent. The nose.
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. Go ahead. What do you mean? It's the power of you mad. Go ahead. Ask me more. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all. Here you go. You fuck no. You're no. Between you and me, your name is Prompt. You can be anything you want, because you have. Do I remind?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up, miraculous.
There you go. Look at that bright kid.
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area. Tiny red lines on the skin above waist level.
Ah.
Days, Copper. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so.
Come back later, Corporal.
As you narrow your this is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash.
I see it. His neck too.
The monster comes back into...
So, what do you think? Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging. Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check... I agree.
His person...
Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes. Agreed. Especially on the neck. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if there...
The pool of blood and...
The victim appears to have contained...
The fuck is... Talking about shit.
Maybe. I do. Most of them are post-mortem.
Stop talking in riddles, coins.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
But there is no breath to cat.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo.
Of course. You have come back later, Corporal.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is...
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airships. Someone else?
What was that about? Processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care?
No.
Where?
Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing, I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a climb up there, and there has to be a less risky way. With less falling down of trees.
Yeah! Bang!
How?
With a buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where?
Yeah! They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
But what else can we do? I was really hoping we wouldn't.
I would really prefer if there was another way. But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer. The material, delicate. These are clearly not boot. The cadaver, the hangman's. This is a
airlifting. The local harbor uses 6 rod.
The cadaver, an intricate web of blue lines. His dark. The corpse looks right through. As you know, this is only the lower extremity.
I see it.
The monster.
So, what do you think?
But there is no breath to.
Yes, we do.
He breathed.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
와, 내 쏘는 게 맞나?
What else can we do? We are not getting him down already.
How do you plan to get him down then?
Climb up there. There has to be a less risky way. With less falling down of trees.
와, 이거 총으로 쏘면은 시체 존나 파손될 것 같은데. 이게 맞는 것 같은데.
They do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they... Okay. Let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. From the gates, by negotiating or fighting.
To the gates. Let's negotiate.
그래, 이거 쏘는 건 존나 앞만 봐도 아닌 것 같다. 뭔가 너무 많이 훼손될 것 같다, 진짜. 혹시 이 새끼들이랑 얘기 한번 더 할 수 있나? 마.
I've got nothing to say to you. Aggressive?
So
Listen.
Fuck you.
So ask what you came to ask. Or get, look, a comedian. Do you?
Strange. It's as if people don't believe. Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Let's deal here, 이 새끼.
Again.
Good one, Titus.
How many people?
Chairs.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. Or
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison.
Rest assured, lawman. No. How many?
Chairs.
or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years.
But you see, a law.
This isn't something he came up with on the spot. It's his.
Are you deaf? Do you think you could?
A trick question. Don't let her leave.
Who do you fucking think does?
Titus, no one was thinking.
That there's any question who's the leader. That's how he would have ended it.
No. 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 Fuck no! The big.
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any. Are you deaf? Do you?
A trick question. Don't.
That's for the what you.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened.
How many people?
Chairs.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. Oh.
So is hanging a man.
Are you deaf? Do you?
A trick question.
Who do you fucking?
That's right.
I think you.
No. You did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. Are you deaf? Do you?
A trick question. Don't.
Who do
제일
you
족밥인
fucking
새끼.
think does?
The sweaty man.
It's not the fat ass.
I think you got.
Yes. There are some. You don't have to.
I know, Lizzie.
Known him? Yeah.
Quiet.
By the.
No. Why don't you?
That's enough insinuation.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless. I am.
What kind of
The kind that.
A live grenade.
I can't prove it. But I. Wrong. He harassed women.
From rape
to kill us all.
Yeah. He said it was his.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then you get.
No.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Why? So am I.
Didn't they?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus.
We overpower.
Then we.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then.
Like what? About.
방금 갔다 온 걸로도 여기 정보는 안 바뀌는 같네. 일단 들어갈 길을 찾는 게 먼저게 맞겠다.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Oh, hello, dear. Just some feel, but...
The waterlock. That would...
Oh, my. What? Oh, now you're just having fun at an old woman's expense.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation...
Yes, some left-field scientific...
And if you see him, let him know Lena... Oh, you're such a dear.
야, 여기까지 하자. 3시 반. 지금 장 열린 지 1시간 반. 대충 보고 일단 쉬어야겠다. 여기까지.